Hello, vinyl community. It's me, Patrick, the vinyl archivist. Here's my latest video. It is somewhere in December 17th. Sorry, I lose track of time. This video is kind of a cross between vinyl finds and a postage pickup because this was actually sent to me from Germany to take into the Needle Drop studio. So I got this big package from Germany. I've been working through it for the last several weeks. These are some amazing metal hard rock records, preferred pressings. You know, it's something that if you're into metal or hard rock, you're going to want to see these. And there's a lot of them, so I'm just going to get started. What's playing very softly in the background is Black Sabbath, Sabbath Bloody Sabbath. This is the U.S. pressing. Probably my favorite Sabbath record. Okay, so first up I have Led Zeppelin 3. Got the cover. It says made in Germany, but it's a UK pressing. Here's the wonderful UK Plum label. This has all the matrix information you want, the do what thou wilt. But this is the best sounding version of this record that I've heard. Some people like the classics, and that's fine. The classic is actually one of the better classic reissues, but for my money, this is the best sounding version there is, bar none. Came in one of those funky things. Put that back. Next up is original UK Iron Maiden self-titled. I mean, not much to say here. The Di'Anno years, the first one. I'm a Di'Anno guy, so on the EMI Harvest label. Again, this is a very first pressing. Sounds amazing. Best sounding version of this that I've ever heard. Next up is Thin Lizzy, Chinatown. Original UK Vertigo on the kind of yellowish orange Vertigo label, not a swirl. I don't know if there was a variation that had the spaceship label for Vertigo, but this is an amazing sounding record. Later era Thin Lizzy sometimes doesn't get a lot of love, but this is a stellar record. Okay, next up we have Scorpions Love Drive. Again, needs really no introduction, especially the cover. This is a German first pressing on the Harvest label. So I'm just trying to get through these. You all have seen Harvest labels. Again, this is the best sounding pressing of this that I've ever had. And I've had the US, UK, variations of all of them. And this one is the best sounding one I've heard. Next up we have Ritchie Blackmore's Rainbow. First album. Ritchie Blackmore goes solo from Deep Purple. This is a German first pressing. See if I can get that in there. So normally I would say, yeah, the UK is the best, but for this particular record, the German is actually better than the UK. There is a glitch and kind of a muddy sound on Temple for the King and actually throughout. So if you're really looking for the best sounding pressing, in my opinion, of this album, get the German, because it sounds good. Okay, next up, pretty much the one that kind of started it all, Black Sabbath, self-titled, with the Vertigo swirl and the original VO6. And this is an original UK. I think it's a label variant. I don't think it has the Philips label on it, but there's the much loved Vertigo label. So someone etched that out. This is an amazing sounding record again. There are options to get this matrix cheaper. If you search on Discogs, you can get a later issue that has the same stampers that will sound great. Okay, well, we're on the Black Sabbath theme. Black Sabbath Volume 4. Again, on the Vertigo Swirl, original UK pressing. Here is the swirl. Mastered by George Peckham, Porky. This is not a great recording, but this is the best sounding copy version of this that I've ever heard. And I've heard quite a few. Some people claim others, and that's fine. You know, everyone has their experience. But for me, that one sounds the best. But I'm always open to trying other things. Next up is Merciful Fate, Don't Break the Oath. Merciful Fate got King Diamond before he went on to go solo. This is a Dutch, I think, Roadrunner pressing, I do believe. Yes. It's on the Dutch Roadrunner label. Sounds great. Great album. All right. Next up, we have some German metal, power metal. It is Gravedigger, Heavy Metal Breakdown. This is on Noise Records. I think some people might call this Teutonic metal. I don't know. I don't get into those whole labels. So, I said on the Noise record, label mates with Halloween. This was my first Gravedigger. I wasn't that familiar with Gravedigger. But speaking of Halloween, here is the first EP. Kai Hansen's got Starlight on it. Great song. Again, this is on the Noise label. Got the custom first label with the pumpkin guy. Great, great power metal. Love Halloween. This and Walls of Jericho and the Keeper of the Seven Keys. Must-haves. Okay, moving right along. There's a lot of records. Alright, another Iron Maiden. This is Iron Maiden. Seventh Son of a Seventh Son. Glossy cover. Okay, so this is an interesting one. Because this is a Russian pressing on Gala Records. So I think it was the mid 90s. EMI sent Gala Records metal parts for the Iron Maiden catalog up through I think somewhere in time, maybe after that. I mean, I can't remember. I'll have to look. But you can go on Discogs and you can get these. They basically sound just like original UK pressings for $15, $20. So I know I'm letting the cat out of the bag, but if you go look on Discogs, look under the year 1990 something, look for Gala Records, and you can get these for super cheap, and you know they're basically UK pressings. Okay, next up we have Testament, The New Order. Here we go. I believe this is a German pressing on Megaforce Worldwide. Early thrash. Excellent, excellent album. Highly recommended. Alex Skolnick on guitar. Okay, moving right along, we have King Diamond. Fatal Portrait. So there's the King with Andy LaRock and Mickey D on drums. What a band that guy had. Original, nice, thick vinyl Dutch pressing on the Roadrunner label. Can't go wrong with the King. Okay, next up is keeping in that same vein. We've got King Diamond, Abigail. Again, this is another Dutch Roadrunner. I think he's recently done some reissues, maybe this year or last year, that are highly regarded. I've heard a couple. They're really good. I don't think Them is as good as some of the others, but Abigail for sure is a really good sounding reissue that they just came out with. All right, this next album needs no introduction as well. This is Black Sabbath, Paranoid, on the UK Vertigo Swirl. Iconic gatefold. The swirl. Original UK pressing. Again, this is the best sounding version that I've ever heard. And I've got box sets and all sorts of reissues, but yeah, this is kind of the one to have. Again, like the self-titled, if you do some searching, there's some like WWA, I think, and NEMS pressings that share the same matrix. Okay, next up is the last of the Paul Di'Anno years, Iron Maiden Killers. Probably my favorite Iron Maiden album. Just phenomenal. This is an original UK first pressing on the EMI label. There's Eddie. Great sounding record. Again, this UK is the best I've ever heard it. Next up, kind of getting away from the metal theme, but is Jimi Hendrix Electric Ladyland. Original gatefold cover for UK track. Pretty awesome. So this is actually the very first UK pressing. It's got the inverted numbers and the matrix and all that good stuff. A lot of debate on which of these sounds the best. You know, is the phase correct? US pressings, the legacy and Hendrix pressing. You know, it's not a great recording to begin with. I haven't done any comparisons, but you know, I'm if I can get a hold of a UK track to have in my library, I'm going to do it. Super clean. It's hard to find this album in good shape. I was happy he let me borrow it. If I could only find the opening for this sumbitch. Okay. Another guitar hero. Not quite so lauded as Mr. Hendrix, but is Gary Moore, Victims of the Future. Love Gary Moore. Rest in peace. Criminally underrated guitar player. And this is one of his better albums. But the production on this is a little weak, a little high indie. It's on Virgin and then an offshoot 10 Records. So a lot of his solo stuff suffers from being a bit brittle for my taste. It could definitely do for some remastering. But love Gary Moore, good stuff. All right, another Maiden album. We have Iron Maiden Power Slave, textured cover. Original UK pressing. I think it is. Yep. The custom label. Again, you know, these are the ones to have, the original UKs. And the next one we have is Merciful Fate, Melissa. Again, on the original Dutch Roadrunner label. Just a great record. Highly recommended if you can find a copy. And again, the reissue of this that they came out recently is really good. So don't spend an arm and a leg if you don't have to. You can pick up the reissue and you won't be disappointed. Okay, next up we have Scorpions Virgin Killer. This is an original German pressing again. Sans the pedophile label. Black RCA. Again, I've had UK, US's, promos. This is the best sounding version of this that I've ever had, including the audio fidelity. And next up we have controversial somewhat Iron Maiden album, Somewhere in Time. Some people don't like this. I love this album. Again, this is going to be one of those Russian UK pressings. Sounds amazing. I think one day I'll probably do a comparison and play an original UK next to one of these galas, and you can see for yourself that you really don't have any loss of quality. It all depends on the condition of the stamper that they used on that day, but yeah. Okay, another Sabbath. Master of Reality. The original UK Vertigo. It's got the box here, no poster. It does have the original swirl out inner. The custom, there's the swirl label, and there's the custom black Vertigo label for Master of Reality. Again, for me, this is the best sounding version of this record, bar none. Hard to find in good condition, and with the poster, it's going to cost you an arm and a leg. Okay, next up we have Iron Maiden, Peace of Mind. Getting to the end, people. Peace of Mind. Again, one of the better albums in the catalog. This is an original UK as well. It's got the little rounded off edges. But I think this has sterling mastering, which means the US and the UKs are basically the same. It's going to come down to vinyl quality. Okay, getting towards the bottom here. I'm running out of breath. All right, here we go. Glenn Danzig. Self-titled, the first album. It's a German pressing. Gatefold cover. Where's the opening? It's on Def Jam. There you go. Another must-have record if you're a hard rock metal guy. I'm not sure if they've reissued this, or if they've done a good reissue of this. I see bootlegs and stuff all the time, but I'd say that's one catalog that needs a good reissue. Second to the last one, another Def Jam. We've got Slayer, South of Heaven. This is a German pressing. It's got a warning saying the language is bad. And here we are on the Geffen German label. I mean, not much needs to be said about any of these albums. I mean, they're freaking classics. People have talked about them to death. They're amazing. But I mean, to have all of these pressings in one box, you know, just blew my freaking mind, man. And last but not least, Iron Maiden, Number of the Beast, first album with Bruce Dickinson, another original UK pressing. This sounds even better than the EMI reissue that really sounded pretty good, but there's the custom label. There we go. Okay, that's all the records that were sent to me from my good friend in Germany. They'll be going back. I've recorded them, and hopefully I can be sharing some needle drops of these with y'all in the near future. Thanks for watching. Hope everyone has a great holiday and is staying safe. And I guess I will see you next video. Bye.